Hope Logan Spencer is standing at the edge of a choice that could shake her entire future. Not because someone betrayed her in secret, not because a scandal has exploded overnight, but because Liam Spencer has put one bold idea in front of her. And once Hope really sees what he is suggesting, there may be no easy way to go back. On Thursday, April 30th, the bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Hope has a lot to process after Liam makes a stunning suggestion about her future. And this is not just about fashion. This is not just about one line. This is about Hope finally asking herself whether she can keep giving Forrester Creations her loyalty when that same place has left her feeling pushed aside again and again. Liam does not hold back. He brings up the way Hope has been treated at Forrester Creations. He plays up the mistreatment. He calls it something Hope may not be ready to say out loud herself. Tyranny. That word lands hard because Liam is not just telling Hope she should be upset, he is telling her she should escape. And that changes the whole conversation. Hope has heard doubts before, she has faced criticism before, she has watched her line lose priority before. But this time, Liam is not telling her to simply endure it. He is not telling her to wait for things to improve. He is pointing to another door. And that door leads straight to Logan. Katie Logan Spencer is already looking for something fresh. She knows Logan needs a new angle. She knows the buzz cannot survive forever on Eric Forrester's designs. Eric's work helped create attention, but Katie understands that Logan has to move forward now. The company needs something new, something with emotional power, something with a name people already know. And that is where Liam's idea hits Hope like a shock. Logan's next line should be hers. Hope, just hope. Simple, personal, and possibly powerful enough to change everything. Hope looks absolutely floored when Liam says it. That deer in headlights look says everything. Because this is not a small suggestion. This is not Liam casually offering support. This is Liam asking Hope to imagine taking her future out of Forrester Creations and placing it somewhere else. Somewhere connected to Katie. Somewhere connected to family. Somewhere that may finally see Hope as the center, not as a problem to manage. But here's where it gets worse for Hope, because the idea may sound exciting, but the cost could be brutal. Hope has to weigh every part of this. The freedom, the risk, the family fallout, the contract complications, and the emotional damage that could come with choosing Katie's company over Forrester Creations. Liam is excited about this possible partnership. He sees the benefit on both sides. Hope gets out from under Forrester tension. Logan gets a fresh line that could keep the buzz alive. Katie gets a new direction. And Hope gets a chance to rebuild something that feels like hers again. But Hope is not Liam. She cannot just look at the opportunity and ignore the relationships around it, because one name is going to weigh heavily on her heart: Brooke Logan Forrester. Hope knows Brooke may not take this well. Brooke is tied to Forrester. Brooke's loyalty, history, and identity are deeply connected to that world. So if Hope moves her line to Logan, she may worry that Brooke will see it as betrayal, not just business, not just a career decision, a personal break. And that fear may be the biggest thing holding Hope back, because Hope does not want to destroy her relationship with her mother. She does not want to create another Logan divide. She does not want one decision about fashion to become a wound that changes how Brooke sees her. But Katie may see this very differently. Katie may argue that Hope has to stand up for herself, just like Katie did. Katie already made a choice that Brooke did not like. Katie already moved forward with Logan, even while facing criticism. So Katie may remind Hope that sometimes standing up for yourself means disappointing someone you love. And sometimes protecting your future means accepting that not everyone will understand right away. That is what makes this so emotional. Hope is not just choosing between two companies. She may be choosing between staying comfortable in a place that keeps hurting her or stepping into a new future that could cause pain before it brings peace. And that's not even the biggest complication. There is still Hope's contract at Forrester Creations. Hope cannot just ignore that. If she decides to pursue Liam's pitch, she will have to think about what she is legally tied to. She will have to consider how Forrester Creations responds. And that means one thing is almost certain: backlash. Steffy Forrester Finnegan is not going to quietly cheer this on. Ridge Forrester is not going to simply shrug it off. The others at Forrester are not going to see Hope's possible move as harmless. If Hope takes her name, her vision, and her future to Logan, Forrester Creations may see it as a direct hit. And for Hope, that means the pressure could come from every direction. Liam is pushing her forward. Katie may support the move. Bill Spencer may get on board too, especially if this alliance could become lucrative. But on the other side, Forrester could come down hard. Steffy, Ridge, the contract, the history, the tension. Every piece of this creates a storm around Hope before she has even made a final decision. What happens next changes everything. Because Hope may start to see that Liam's idea is not just possible, it may actually make sense. Katie needs something fresh at Logan. Hope needs a place where her line can matter again. And if Deke Sharp could become Hope's lead designer, that may make the offer even more appealing. That detail matters, because this would not just be Hope starting over alone. This could be Hope building a fresh start with her beloved brother. A brighter future for both of them, a new path, a new line, a new chance. Hope may begin to imagine what that would feel like. No more fighting to prove why her vision deserves priority. No more wondering where she stands. No more feeling trapped in a company where every decision seems to remind her that her line can be pushed aside. At Logan, she could become the focus. Her name could become the brand. Her future could finally feel open again. But even that dream comes with danger. Because if Hope says yes to Liam's idea, she is not just accepting an opportunity, she is making a statement. She is saying Forrester Creations may no longer be the place for her. She is saying Katie's company may be the better home for her vision. And whether Hope intends it or not, Brooke, Steffy, Ridge, and Forrester Creations may all feel the impact. That is why Thursday's The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are so tense. Hope is not just shocked, she is standing in the middle of a decision that could affect her family, her career, and her identity. And the hardest part is this: Liam's suggestion may be exactly what Hope needs, but it may also be the one thing that creates a deeper family fracture. Hope has been mistreated. Liam sees it clearly. Katie may understand it deeply. Bill may see the business potential. Deke may represent the creative future, but Brooke may feel the emotional loss. Steffy and Ridge may see it as a threat, and Hope has to carry all of that before she makes her next move. So when Hope processes Liam's pitch, her reaction matters. Not just because she looked stunned, but because that stunned silence may be the beginning of a much bigger shift. Hope may not have an answer right away. She may need time. She may need to think about the contract. She may need to think about Brooke. She may need to think about what happens when Forrester finds out. But the idea has already been spoken. And once an idea like that enters the room, it is hard to pretend it never happened. Especially when it offers Hope something she may have been quietly craving: freedom, respect, a fresh start, and maybe even a chance to turn pain into power. But here's the question that makes this so dangerous. If Hope chooses herself this time, who will accuse her of betrayal first? Liam Spencer's pitch may sound like a rescue plan, but for Hope Logan Spencer, it also feels like a risk she cannot take lightly. Because leaving Forrester Creations behind, or even seriously considering a new line at Logan, could put her in the center of another family battle. And Hope knows how quickly business turns personal in this world. One moment it is about designs. The next, it is about loyalty. One moment it is about opportunity. The next, it is about betrayal. That is why Hope's next reaction is so important. She may be tempted by the possibility. How could she not be? Liam is laying out a path where Hope does not have to keep waiting for Forrester Creations to value her. Katie has a company that needs momentum. Logan needs a new angle. Hope has a name and vision that could fit perfectly. And if Deke Sharp could step in as her lead designer, then Hope's fresh start becomes even more meaningful. This could be more than a business move, it could be a family-driven reset. Hope and Deke could both have a brighter future at Logan. They could help Katie keep the buzz alive. They could build something that belongs to them in a new way. And for a woman who has been left feeling sidelined, that possibility is powerful. But here's where the pressure tightens. Hope's heart may pull her toward the opportunity. Her fear may pull her back toward Forrester because Brooke is still there. Brooke's feelings still matter. And Hope may worry that moving toward Katie's company will damage the bond between mother and daughter. That is not a small fear. Hope may believe Brooke will take it personally. She may wonder if Brooke will feel abandoned. She may wonder if Brooke will believe Katie has taken something from Forrester that should have stayed there. And Hope does not want to be the person who causes that pain. But Katie may not see it as causing pain. Katie may see it as survival. Katie may remind Hope that she cannot spend her whole life shrinking herself just to keep other people comfortable. Katie stood up for herself, and now she may believe Hope needs to do the same, even if Brooke does not like it. That line is where the emotional conflict becomes very clear. Hope may love Brooke. Hope may respect her family history, but Hope also has to ask whether loyalty should require her to stay in a place where she feels mistreated. Liam already has his answer. To him, Hope should escape the tyranny. He sees Forrester Creations as a place that has pushed her too far. And now he sees Logan as the chance to change the whole game. Katie likely sees the business side. Bill Spencer may see the money side. If this becomes a lucrative alliance, Bill could easily get behind it. That support could make the opportunity feel stronger, more serious, more real. And for Hope, that may make the choice even harder. Because this is not just a fantasy anymore. It is not just Liam talking big. There are real pieces on the board. Katie needs fresh buzz. Hope needs a new future. Deke could help with the designs. Bill could support the alliance, and Liam is already pushing. Everything is lining up, but Forrester Creations is still standing in the way. The contract is still a problem. Steffy Forrester Finnegan and Ridge Forrester are still waiting on the other side of this decision, and if Hope makes a move, the backlash could be fierce. Steffy may not see Hope's choice as empowerment. Ridge may not see it as simple business. Forrester Creations may treat it like a challenge, and Hope may end up facing the very kind of pressure Liam wants her to escape. That is the painful irony. Leaving Forrester could set Hope free, but the process of leaving could bring even more conflict first. That is why this Thursday spoiler feels like a turning point. Hope is not being handed an easy victory, she is being handed a difficult possibility. A door is opening, but walking through it could burn bridges. And that is exactly what makes the story feel so tense, because Hope has been here before in different ways. She has had to fight for her place. She has had to defend her choices. She has had to carry the weight of other people's expectations. But now, Liam is asking her to think bigger. Not just about surviving at Forrester, not just about protecting her line, but about moving her dream somewhere that may actually want it. And that could change how Hope sees everything. She may look at Katie's need for a fresh angle and realize her own name could be the answer. She may think about Deke and see a future where they both get to build something new. She may listen to Liam and recognize that he is not just angry on her behalf. He may be right. Maybe Hope has stayed too long in a place where she keeps having to justify her worth. Maybe Logan gives her the chance to stop asking for permission. But then Brooke's face enters her mind, the contract enters her mind, Steffi's reaction enters her mind, Ridge's reaction enters her mind. And suddenly the dream becomes complicated again. That is where Hope's emotional battle lives. She wants a future, but she does not want to destroy her family relationships.
She wants respect, but she does not want war. She wants freedom, but she knows freedom may come with a price. Meanwhile, Carter Walton and Daphne Rose Walton will have their own romantic moments at Forrester Creations. Their story remains separate from Hope's major dilemma, but it adds another emotional layer to the episode. Carter continues to stay optimistic about starting a family. He and Daphne may talk about their continued baby-making mission. There is hope in that part of the story, but even there, the spoilers leave a question hanging. Could infertility news be brewing? That possibility creates its own quiet tension. Still, the main storm belongs to Hope, because Liam's suggestion has pushed her into a place where she can no longer ignore what is happening around her. Forrester Creations may not feel like home anymore. Logan may be calling, Katie may be ready, Bill may support it, Deke may make it even more appealing, and Liam has already spoken the words that could change the direction of Hope's life. Logan's next line should be hers. Hope. One name, one choice, one future that could either save her career or ignite another family war. And now Hope has to decide whether she is brave enough to take the risk. Because if she says yes, everything around her could shift. Her relationship with Brooke could be tested, her battle with Forrester could intensify, Steffy and Ridge could push back hard, and Katie's company could suddenly become a serious threat. But if Hope says no, she may stay stuck in the same painful cycle Liam wants her to escape. So this is the real question. Does Hope protect the peace? Or does she finally choose the future that may belong to her? Do you think this changes everything? Subscribe for daily, the bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates.